Alright, so the topic here is teams that are going to be a surprise in 2014. And, to name two of them, I think that one of them is the Giants, a team who played very poorly in 2013, losing their first six games and finishing 7-9. I think that the Giants made some moves on the offseason that obviously will be a huge impact on their 2014 season. They addressed a lot of issues where they were struggling at. One of them in particular being their secondary, giving up a lot of plays. They picked up DRC. They beat out the Jets and signed Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, and that filled one of their holes, which was in the secondary. They also picked up a running back, after altering, through different portions of running backs. They, picked up a bunch of names from the streets, and they even brought back Brennan Jacobs. That's how desperate they were for a running back. But they got a good running back. Jennings, Rashad Jennings, I think he's pretty average. He'll be able to, at least keep the chains moving. He's not phenomenal or anything like that. It doesn't jump out to you. There's no Adrian Peterson or LaShawn McCoy, but I guess it's an improvement from what they had last year. And Peyton Manning as a player, I think, Eli Manning as a player is just going to perform better. And it's very hard for him to do as bad as he did last year, because last year the guy was his confidence was shattered. He was just throwing interceptions left to right, turnovers, and the guy everything just broke down for him. I think this year he is going to prove a lot of people wrong, and thinking, oh hey, Giants, you should pick up a new quarterback, or you should at least consider it. And he's actually going to have a pretty good season. I think Giants make the playoffs. Maybe they win the division. If not, off of a wild card. The Eagles is a team that they need to watch out for. Maybe the Redskins if they pick up Deshaun Jackson, which has been speculating. And obviously RG3 is going to want to perform better after finishing with only 3 wins. The Cowboys I don't think are much of a threat. But, the Giants being one of the teams that's going to be a surprise next year. Another team is going to be the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans was the worst team last year. They got the number 1 overall draft pick. So, they finished 2-14. That's the worst record. Right behind the Redskins. The Redskins finishing 3. And then, the team that was obviously chosen to be the worst was the Jets, and the Jets finished pretty well. And the Jaguars, whom got a reputation for just being terrible, they managed to squeeze in 4 wins. So the Texans, with the talent they have, both offensively and defensively, to finish 2 is just ridiculous, and they should be ashamed. And if you're a Texans fan, then you should hide your face somewhere, because finishing 2-14, there's a lot of teams that finished with that record. My Jets, there was a year that they only won 1 game. I don't remember when it was. I don't know if it was 98 but it sucks. And the Texans, I think they're going to be a surprise, because they already have the talent. They have the number 1 overall draft pick, which I do think they're going to pick up Johnny Manziel. There's been a lot of speculations on them, being willing to trade the number 1 pick in exchange for, more picks or players or, whatever it is that they might be interested in. But I think that it's all baloney. They're going to pick up Johnny Manziel. They're in need of a quarterback, especially after trading Matt Schaub to the Raiders. And the Texans have Andre Johnson and DeAndre Hopkins, who I thought was a phenomenal rookie. And they got Arian Foster and Ben Tate and all these guys. But defensively is really where I'm impressed with the Texans. J.J. Watt, in my opinion, one of the better defensive players in any position, and definitely in his position is the best. So, the Texans, they have a team to win now. It's just a matter of, them performing bad last year, and just everything going bad for them. And I think this year they will be the surprise, and they will be competitive. You know, they're probably going to be contenders for the playoffs, and that's a team to watch out for. Let me know what you guys think about teams that are going to be surprised. You know, teams that are going to surpass expectations. Just to throw other names out there, I think that the Raiders are going to make big things happen. I think the Buccaneers are. I think that the Buffalo Bills are going to be good. You know, these are teams, the Rams maybe, they're going to be good. You know, these are teams that I think are going to perform a lot better than they did last year. And definitely Green Bay. But let me know what you guys think about teams that are going to surpass expectations.